I've been wanting to do this video a long time ago, but you know, I try to tread light on the subject because of the fact that a lot of people get real sensitive, and this is, you know, the time and, you know, era that we're living in. You know, Ralph Tresvant, you need a man with sensitivity. So, you know, like in this video, I'm not going to, you know, actually be disrespectful. I'm just going to speak my truth. You know what I'm saying? I'll say my truth. You understand? So, you know, I just want to give you a little brief background of where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 90s kid. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the 90s. And in the 90s, you know, our cartoons, you know what I'm saying? We had He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Well, late 80s, early 90s, we had He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You know, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Popeye. You know what I'm saying? Popeye the Sailor Man. You know, he used to eat spinach, and then his arms used to grow big, and he would beat up Brutus and take olive oil, you know. That's his woman, you know what I'm saying? All our cartoons were masculine. You know, our heroes were muscular. You know, we had Superman, Batman, you know, Spider-Man, and the list goes on. You know, we had X-Men, you know, and everybody was muscular and masculine. You understand? You know, in our generation, you know, when a boy was born in a hospital, they would put a blue cap on him. You know what I'm saying? They would dress him in all blue. When a baby was born in the hospital and it was a girl, they would put all pink on her. You know, our athletes, you know, sports was a masculine thing. Hip hop, man, need I say more? You know, it was ridiculous. I mean, that's all hip hop exerted, you know, at the point in time was masculinity. You know, we, you know, would go around holding our crotches in every video. Michael Jackson, when Michael Jackson was alive, he was holding his crotch. Even though he looked somewhat androgynous in Prince, but they were still holding their crotches. You know, but overall, you know, there was masculinity going on. You know, and yeah, true indeed, you had RuPaul out there. Yeah, true indeed, when I was growing up, it was this kid named Kenneth. He used to play with Barbie dolls all the time. You know, true indeed, when I went to high school, it was this guy named Charles and this guy named, I forgot it, I think his name was Eric. We already knew that these guys were feminine. But we didn't, you know, pick on them or nothing like that. I mean, we would say little stuff here and there, but we accepted them in the community. You know, they weren't flamboyant with their stuff, you know what I'm saying? My point in making is that society, my childhood, my mother, my father, my friends, family, all supported masculinity. And now it seems as though that the tables have turned. And I don't like it. Because whoever you want to love, you know, you have that right. Whoever you want to be in life, regardless of whether nature told you you wanted to be a woman and you wanted to be a man, or you are a woman and you wanted to be a man, are you a man or you want to be a woman? That's up to you. But my point in making is that you shouldn't have to suppress masculinity in order to get what you want. And this is not a shot at the LGBTQA community. This is just a shot at society, or American society, period. Because at one point in time, American society used to love the masculine man. And now you all are suppressing the masculine man. Matter of fact, you're putting a title on us when we have deep voices, when we're not as sensitive as these new men are. You know, you give us this title called toxic masculinity, which is crazy to me. We're not beast. We don't get up every morning and go out and bop women over the head and pull them by their hair like as if we're cavemen and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It just bothers me because I'm a masculine man. You understand? Nothing but testosterone runs through my body. Now take a heed. You know, every man has a certain percentage of estrogen. It's really small counts. You understand? But for the most part, most masculine men have an abundance of testosterone. And if we lack that, you know, certain exercises and foods that we can eat to increase our testosterone. We love being masculine men. We love being alpha men. But it seems as though that society has shunned us. And I don't understand that. And now all of a sudden, men are, to me, in my opinion, are overly sensitive. You know, society states now that it's okay for a man to cry. Yes, true indeed. But not all the time. There's a time and a place for that. And this is the reason why I have to be stern with raising my 2 sons. Because at the end of the day, society will tell them or dictate to them, you understand, drill it in their heads through commercials, videos, shows, movies, that it's okay for a man to be sensitive and to cry and be emotional and all of that. No. Not when there's a war going on outside. Especially when dealing with the African American community. There's a time and a place to do that. You see what I'm saying? And this is how I was brought up. That, yeah, it's okay for a man to cry. But after you cry, hey, get over it. Let's move on. Because guess what? The backbone of the family is the father. And this is the reason why I have a problem with society overall suppressing masculinity, because it affects the African American community the most. You know, our black men are either on drugs, in jail, you know, homeless, without a job, deadbeat dads. So it's not too many men that are doing a good job, you know, being a father or just being a man as, you know, as a whole. And now you want to feminize the black man. So you're throwing that into the mix. And this is the reason why black women are having a difficult time, you know, dating and trying to get with a black man. Especially in, and I'm not trying to, this is not no shade. I lived in Atlanta, so especially in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Your concerns, you know what I'm saying, as a black woman wanting to date a black man is like, it's up there. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask 101,000 questions. And one of the questions is, hey, are you a DL man? Do you like man? It's crazy, man. The dating scene is just totally awkward nowadays. Certain questions that you have to ask people. Are you into threesomes? Are you bisexual? Are you gay? Are you a lesbian? What is it? What do you identify as? You know what I'm saying? We have to call you all her, or them, or they. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. It's like, it's just so confusing, man. You know, we have to call you all pronouns, and it's crazy. Like it's not the world. It's not the world. The world is perfectly fine. It's our societies that's just confused everything and have blurred the lines when it comes to gender. And I'm just not liking it right about now. And the reason why I'm not liking it right about now is because I'm raising 2 African American men the way that I see fit, as a masculine, heterosexual man, alpha man. And when I see that Superman, this is crazy, y'all are changing the narrative to these stories, to our superheroes that we grew up with. So now when I see Superman has had a son, and the son of Superman is bisexual, and that the son of Superman will eventually be Superman. So Superman is going to be bisexual. He goes both ways. When I see, you know, Thor's brother, Loki, he's bisexual. It's just crazy to me. Legos, right? You know, Legos, the things you put together, right? They're canceling out boy and girl, and they're coming out with neutral gender Legos, Lego people. This is ridiculous. And I just don't understand, how is it that a society is catering towards one group of people and not masculine men. We're being suppressed. We're being pushed out, exiled. And it just bothers me, man. It bothers me. I'm not gonna even lie. It really does bother me, man. And I have to, like, even if I just, if I weren't an intelligent person and I was just looking from, from the average person's eyes, I would automatically assume that this was a hidden agenda. You understand? I don't understand why is it that all of a sudden that black men are put on the forefront, or rather the poster boy of. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how, and y'all are real subliminal with it too. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how in the world y'all had a commercial with Lil Nas X riding a pony. He's going up and down, and I understand where you all are coming from, you nasty mother. You see what I'm saying? And he's talking to Elton John. And Elton John is like, well, give me a quarter so I can ride. It's just the subliminals to that video and the images that you all put out with that Lil Nas X and Elton John video, a commercial. I just was like, I was blown away. I was blown away. And for you all to call this man a rapper, he is not a rapper. He is not. I just don't get it. I don't, and I don't see how we are not outraged. As a people, that's not what it was. That's our culture. And hip hop was just bent on masculinity. I don't care what Wendy Williams say and the likes. When they say, well, homosexuals been involved with, rap and this and that. So yeah, behind the scenes. And it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. The problem that I have is when you take a culture and you just emasculate it. Now you got this dude coming out and he's straight. Like he's not like a Lil Nas X. He is like straight up and down gay. Flame on, Fantastic Four, like flame on type gay. Flamboyant type gay. Out of Chicago. And they got this whole storyline of him being affiliated with the gang. And if you say anything about him or talk about him, he's gang related. Yo, man. I'm not gonna lie. They talk about these third world countries, right? And how far behind they are. I am really thinking about moving to one of them. Straight up. So take for example, if Ghana is like 15 years behind America, I would love it. Because this has just gotten out of hand, man. And masculinity has been suppressed. The alpha male is alpha man are the target. And it's crazy. Like, we can't be men, but it's okay for a woman to take estrogen blockers, right? And testosterone boosters. Put fillers in between their legs. And for those that don't know what a filler is, it's a rubber penis with balls connected to it that they could put in their crotch to make them look like a man. It's okay for them to take steroids and go to the gym and work out, you know what I'm saying, and build up that testosterone, as well as taking testosterone boosters in order to look like a man, grow a beard and get their breasts cut off and all the rest of that and be men. It's okay for them to be men, but it's not okay for the natural man, to be a man. I don't get that. I don't understand it, and I never will. You know what I'm saying? And please, don't leave in the comment section about, me being prehistoric and I'm not modern. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep up with the modern day. You know what I'm saying? It's 2021 and this and that, so forth. Miss me with all of that bullshit, because at the end of the day, empires and societies that predate America was doing just fine. Eating organic food, growing their food, you know what I'm saying? Not going to the grocery store buying this genetically modified shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just say specifically the African societies was doing just fine until you know who showed the fuck up with their Greek and Roman theology. Straight up, theology and ideology. You know what I'm saying? That's that when they came to us with that shit. Then we started saying dumb shit like, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. I'm not doing what the Romans do. Do you know? It's obvious y'all don't know the history of what Rome and the Romans did. Romans and Greeks and Romans were pederasts. They practiced pederasty, having a love and affection for little boys. They were the first child molesters. I say one of the first child molesters. Not only were they pederasts, but they also practiced bestiality. And they don't have no shame in their game. They put artwork up and put it on busts or vases of them having sexual intercourse with a goat. They practiced homosexuality. And it was a thing in Greek and Roman culture. And it's crazy. But I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna say, well, you know, African did it and such and such and such. Well, let me tell you something. Please prove to me, show me any writings on the walls or any African script, where it says that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna sit here and say, listen, I am not biased whatsoever. I will say this. I think that homosexuality existed years prior to the Romans and the Greeks. But who exactly, actually did it first, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that from my studies, I don't see where it was part of African culture. I think when you're looking at, if you were to say that Africans, did it, and there are also some African homosexuals in Africa, you know what I'm saying? But I think that that's on an individual level, on an individual basis. You understand? What I'm trying to explain to you, or what I'm explaining to you, is the Romans and the Greeks, it was part of their culture. Period. So, yo, man, I'm going to say this. I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't have a problem with lesbians. I don't have a problem with the LGBTQI and A community. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. You deserve to you have the right to be treated fairly as a human being. You have the right to love whoever you want to love. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to cater towards a group of people that's not catering towards me. I shouldn't, my masculinity shouldn't be at jeopardy or jeopardized because someone else feels as though that it's not needed or it's toxic. No. And if you want to blame anyone for my ideology, so to speak, or my thoughts, blame it on society, because this is how society groomed us. We looked at, I just ran it to you in the beginning of the video. We used to look at, cartoons and video games and, sports, and all of it was built on masculinity. And then all of a sudden, kaboom, it wasn't cool to be masculine anymore. It wasn't cool to be a real man anymore. And that real men cry. And I'm just trying to understand, like, when, why. Like, I'm asking these questions, like, when, where, how, and why. I just want to know. Yo, listen, I'm going to continue being the backbone of my family. I don't know about anyone else. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to raise my children, my sons and my daughters, to be heterosexual men when they grow up and heterosexual women when they grow up. Now, if they decide that they want to be something else, when they move the hell out of my house, it's something different. Overall, I would have to respect them regardless and love them. Just that plain and simple. But as far as you being in my house, you're going to listen to what I say and abide by my rules. And let me explain something to you. I don't want to be long-winded, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But let me explain something to you. If you got a problem with how I raise my children, let me tell you something. The rent is due every first of the month. I'll mail you the water bill, the light bill, the gas bill, food. My children eat like, man, we go through about $1,500 a month on food, groceries. I'll send you the car note, the car insurance, all of that. All of that. Health insurance, everything. And once you pay all of that, all those bills, then I'll consider listening to you. You understand? But what's so crazy is you trying to dictate how I raise my children in my house. And I ain't trying to tell you shit. The only thing that I'm telling you is that plain and simple. And that doesn't go, this is not going out to a specific group or person. I'm just telling you, if you got a problem with how I raise my children, how I do things in my house, then guess what? Pay the rent, pay the bills, and then maybe I'll listen to you. Other than that, do your thing, mind your business, because at the end of the day, I know I'm a mind. That plain and simple. That's it.